Welcome to Thursday, July 11th, 2024. This Day Weather Podcast being brought to you by Wyoming State Parks. Why wonder about the outdoors in Wyoming? Explore the statewide interactive outdoor recreation wonder map to find your next adventure. Well, the heat continues to build. It's been kind of a slow roll up to it, and that'll continue today. But today, you really feel the heat in most areas, and that trend is going to continue into the weekend. But you can see, as I'll show you here from some cloud pictures, we did see some afternoon cloud buildup, and there was a bit more shower and thunderstorm activity that popped up yesterday than was forecast in many areas. We're in a similar situation today where, despite the high pressure ridge, there is enough moisture in the atmosphere with a strong daytime heating to push up a little bit of these showers and thunderstorms. This will be true, especially over the higher terrain. So the hottest temperatures will be noted from today through Monday before we get a little bit of a break in the heat. As I just mentioned, this week thunderstorm activity is possible really over the next 4 to 5 days. So in this heat wave, these isolated showers and thunderstorms will pop up. They're not going to do much in the way of helping out with rainfall, but they may take the edge, just a little bit of edge off the heat by late afternoon and evening hours in some areas. We'll notice the biggest drop in temperatures by Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Now, this high pressure ridge does weaken, but it may return in terms of it building back up again by late next week and next weekend. And this is something where you kind of have some back and forth this time of year with the high pressure ridge and the heat. The subtropical moisture flow is really going to help with taking temperatures down and bringing better rain chances, especially Tuesday and Wednesday of next week in the region. There's that thunderstorm that rolled through Cheyenne yesterday late afternoon and evening. Some parts of Cheyenne got some rain, but it really ended up being more of a good photo op than anything good in the old rain bucket. And that's kind of how these thunderstorms are going to go. But they will produce enough rain shower, virga activity, enough to cool things off a bit during the late afternoon and evening hours. Even up along the Laramie Range, we saw those showers and thunderstorms yesterday, providing a good backdrop for a good sunset. A lot of fire in the sky yesterday evening at sundown in some areas. Today's satellite image looks a lot like yesterday. The hottest, driest air continues to be in the Great Basin in the west, but the northwest winds aloft continue to have this axis of higher water content air. You can see it here in the water vapor image. And along this axis is where we're going to see the isolated showers and thunderstorms pop up. And again, it's going to be near the divide and near the higher terrain. This is where we're going to see the high pressure ridge about where it was yesterday, near Las Vegas. So it's really not moving much at all. It's a slow process. But between today and Sunday is when it's going to be over the head the most. This is where all the heat advisories are. So you can see the western half of the United States in the hot zone in terms of where the advisories are for excessive heat. And we'll see more of these expand eastward here in the coming days, peaking over the weekend. Now, we've been talking about these isolated afternoon and evening storms. This is where they're going to be again today. Right along the divide, a few out on the plains, some down into the southwestern United States. There's a suppression of the deeper moisture, but it's underneath that axis that we showed you in the satellite imagery where there's just enough water in the atmosphere to put up those isolated thunderstorms. And there's even some marginal risk for a few strong thunderstorms today in this area. Now, the risk is wind gusts. Nothing that's going to be in terms of a tornado risk or a big hail risk or anything excessive with the rain. But what will happen is when you have this deeper layer of moisture higher up, you'll get the cloud buildup in the thunderstorms, but the hotter, drier air closer to the ground, the humidities are lower, so the rain evaporates. A lot of it does. That evaporation is a cooling process, and you get pockets of cooler air underneath the base of the rain, of the clouds. And that cooler air, due to gravity, it's more dense, drops. And this is where you get wind gust, outbursts, microbursts, strong outflow boundaries that will cause some strong wind gusts. So that'll be something to watch out with the thunderstorms in that area today. With the high pressure ridge by Sunday, moving into the Four Corners area, a little bit more to the east, that's when the hottest temperatures will be found. This is cumulative from today through Monday of the temperature anomalies. So you can see there's going to be an axis of heat right here. And of course, in the Great Basin, into the Central Valley of California, hot temperatures well above average for the 5-day period. This is the hottest 5-day stretch coming up from today through Monday. But we'll have these afternoon and evening thunderstorms isolated. Tomorrow, they're going to be a little bit further out to the east, right here. But we're still going to have over the higher terrain those isolated thunderstorms. And there's the risk again tomorrow, basically in the same area for high wind gusts, general isolated thunderstorm activity in lighter green shaded areas. This is where the thunderstorms will be on Saturday. Maybe a little bit more numerous. Again, not producing much rain, but taking a bit of the edge of the heat off. Thankfully, we got just enough of this moisture to maybe stop from a lot of record temperatures breaking all-time records. I think that's less of the case now. More of a record tied or broken for the date instead of all-time records because of this moisture in the air. This is where we're going to be on Sunday. Notice on Sunday, we start to see them in the Great Basin, deeper into Arizona now. That's because the subtropical moisture is starting to come back up out of Mexico. Then what you'll see is this axis shift more eastward as we get into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So this is for Sunday, this is for Monday, and that's for Tuesday. So you can see if we back up, the axis goes like this, Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday. You're going to have heavier showers and thunderstorms around that axis just like this as the high shifts eastward. This is the rainfall forecast through Monday. Again, over the higher terrain, if the mountains are the places you're going to cool off, you'll cool off from the elevation and the better chance of showers and thunderstorms. By Tuesday, that high pressure ridge gets beaten down. It's weakening. It heads off to the east, although it's likely going to come right back into here and rebuild by late next week. But this is our temporary cool down and our better chance for showers and thunderstorms. If you look at the precipitable water through Saturday, you can see that we've got some brown here. Things are a little bit drier. But by Sunday, it expands. By Monday, it goes further east. And by Tuesday, there's that arch of deeper moisture coming overhead. And that's where we're going to cool off. If we step through the temperatures like we've been doing here this past few days, very hot up into Montana today and northeastern and northern areas of Wyoming. Look at the heat in the deserts and the Great Basin. So this is today. This is for tomorrow. This is for Saturday. Notice we're going to get the core of the heat kind of into this area by the weekend. This is by Sunday. Sunday may end up being the hottest day in many areas. And this is by Monday. The heat starts to be a little bit more off to the south and east and a little bit more into the lower basins of the west. Not a huge improvement, but enough to notice there. And then notice this by Wednesday. By Wednesday, temperatures cool off a lot across the northern plains, across the central and northern Rockies. Still very warm, very summer-like, but not the extreme heat. Although notice in the basin and west of the divide, there's a core of heat still sitting there. So Boise, Salt Lake City, Las Vegas, you're still going to be in the very extreme heat conditions. Not too much relief in the pattern, but there will even be in this area here some showers and thunderstorms late in the weekend and early next week. And there you can see the temperature anomaly by Wednesday. It goes in reverse across areas east of the divide. Have yourself a good Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow.